It's March 26th in my container garden here in Zone 6B, and I'm about to do my morning check-in. If you haven't followed along before, this is a routine that I do every morning, and it's something that I started a few years ago. It's made a really big difference in the success of my garden. I'll put a video in the description that explains more of why I do this and what it looks like, but today we're going to be checking in to see what's going on this morning. I do have my frost covers on still. It was in the 40s this morning, and here in the Midwest where I live, the weather is just really temperamental. So I do leave my frost covers on through about mid-April. Just keep that in mind as you're seeing what I'm currently growing here in 6B, because the frost covers do allow you to extend your growing season. All right, let's see what's going on in the garden today. All right, so in this bed, I have a mix of transplants and some seeds. And I planted lettuce, spinach, and snap peas 8 days ago. I'm excited to see that my lettuce seedlings are starting to pop up. My peas and spinach, I do not see anything yet. Because I have the frost cover, I'm not concerned about cabbage moths on my kale quite yet. I think this bed looks good. I planted carrots in here 7 days ago. They are not sprouting yet. However, my radishes are. I really love seeing the progress every day of the seedlings popping out of the soil. Those are looking really good. I have beets that I planted in this container in the middle. And, I do see one little seedling. These Swiss chard seedlings were struggling a little bit a few days ago when I transplanted them, but I'm happy to see that they're looking better. Kale's looking good. These Swiss chard seedlings are also looking good. I don't see any issues in this garden bed. The seedlings in this container were planted 24 days ago. My carrot seedlings are small, but they're getting bigger every day. Over here I have mustard spinach. It's looking really beautiful. I probably will need to start thinning that out a little bit and harvesting some of these baby leaves. Same with my arugula here. It looks great, but it definitely is getting a little bit crowded. I do plant my leafy greens a little closer together than most people, and that's because I do regularly harvest. These morning garden check-ins help with that. I also have some really good looking spinach. I love growing herbs in these little railing containers. The squirrels like to get into these. I don't cover them just because they're so small. And honestly, the squirrels don't do too much damage to these transplants. Got my parsley. You can see a little squirrel digging there. Looking good. It's another herb container. Again, the squirrels have been making a mess over there, but that looks good. I just planted these yesterday. Help that guy out a little bit. These were also transplanted yesterday. I have drip irrigation in these containers, but we don't currently have it turned on just because we might still have a few freezing nights. Looks like there's still a good amount of water from when I watered them yesterday. So I think I'm going to leave those be. I cover my garden beds in the spring, mostly for the squirrels, but this time of year, I always remember there's another reason I like to do this, and that is these little seed pods that fall from this beautiful tree we have here as a canopy over our back deck. These fall all over my back deck and into my container gardens, and they're such a pain to pick out. And so by having the cover over the containers this time of year, I also avoid a lot of extra work of trying to get these out of my container beds. Speaking of squirrels, you can see them running up there, just waiting to come down and destroy my container beds. Not today, because I'm going to cover them up once I'm done. The majority of my containers and my raised beds are in my backyard, but I do have one raised bed in the front. This one gets the most amount of sunlight, and so this is usually where I will plant my tomatoes in the warmer months. But what it does mean is that it dries out pretty frequently, so it's really good for me to be checking it in the spring to make sure I'm not needing to add extra water. So for the springtime in this bed, I'm growing red cabbage and celery. I do have peas planted, but I do not see any sprouting yet. I also planted beets. Oh, and it looks like I do have a couple of little seedlings about to pop up, which is really exciting. This bed still has a lot of moisture on it, so I don't think I'm going to worry about watering it this morning. Thanks for following along.